Welcome back to part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 already, please go watch it. Part 1 link would be in the description. I might also put it here somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. But part 1 basically was covering a complete roadmap on how to become an AI ML engineer, right from the foundational topics from basic mathematics, data science, Python, and the very small basics nitty gritties of machine learning. So if you haven't watched part 1 and if you're a complete beginner to the field of AI ML, then I would recommend you to watch part 1 first and then come back over to here to part 2. However, if you're already in the field of AI and if you want to learn some advanced topics such as reinforcement learning, Agentic AI, and much more, and want to know what are the best resources that you can access them for free to learn and kickstart your career up ahead, you've reached the right part 2 already. So without further delay, let's continue right where we left off. Now jumping to the next module, that is computer vision. This is literally giving your AI model eyes. This is how Tesla sees the road or how even your phone unlocks with your face. It's all about interpreting pixels as objects. The main modules over here are image classification, where you learn to classify various parts in an image. Then object detection to understand, okay, now you classified it, what exactly? So this is exactly also Tesla also works, wherein it identifies what is a car, what is a bicycle, or who is a person, and so on and so forth. And then similarly, after you classified it, you also need to identify in that image space, how much space is the car taking, how big is the car, or how big is the person, how close are they. That's where image segmentation comes into play. And last but not the least, facial recognition, which has multitude of use cases that you see in your day-to-day lives. Now, the most common places to learn computer vision is, I would say, there is a computer vision essentials course that is available on Great Learning for free. And it's about 7-hour course. It's a very quick short course. It has a certification as well, which is quite good. And it has 5 core outlines on introduction to essentials. What is it, computer vision essentially? Digital processing or digital imaging is a concept that's super important. And then how do you understand or process computer vision, pooling and filters and so on. Moving back, if you want to go with a full course on Python, then obviously Free Code Campus once again there to our rescue. There's a 3-hour long video. It goes in depth on various like installing OpenCV, reading images, drawing shapes, color spaces, bitwise operations, masking, histogram, face detection, and so on. So this also has a bit of hands-on learning. So I would always recommend getting your hands dirty always. So that's why this is a must watch as well. That covers the computer vision. However, if you really want to understand or go into much more complex versions, if you're already a student of AI and who just wants to improve their computer vision skills, then you can go to the Stanford Computer Vision lectures. These are by Stanford professors. They are full in-depth 1-hour courses, or let's say lectures. There are about 17 videos over here, and I truly recommend it because this goes into the technical depth of how and where and how it all works. So that wraps up the computer vision segment. Next up is the deep learning neural network segments. Now, this is where things get intense. We're not talking neural networks, wherein the core reason why artificial intelligence was made was to mimic the human brain. We're talking neural networks, who is the tech behind every major breakthrough that has happened in the field of AI in the last decade or so. What truly covers the deep learning neural network is something called convolutional neural networks, where it actually tries to get pixels and convolutes it into various smaller data to make it understandable. Then we're dealing with recurrent neural networks to understand how data actually passes to neurons, how information is calculated, and at the end of the day, it's all just how mathematically outputs are getting computed. Then we jump on to transformers and attention mechanism. This is the buzzword these days. Everyone is building transformers, LLMs, and so on. And then last but not the least, autoencoders is a very crucial topic when it comes to generative AI and deep neural network. So you can see that the deep learning or let's say neural network has a lot of overlapping with generative AI, Gen AI, GANs, and so on. We'll get to that. But the top courses over here is, I would definitely recommend. There's a deep learning crash course for beginners. You've probably read Free Code Camp, and I would highly recommend it. Once again, it's a 1-hour lecture, and it does cover a deep into how exactly things are working and so on. However, if you do want a playlist, then I would recommend the Neural Network Zero to Hero by Andrej Karpathy. It's again, Andre is one of the best out there to teach machine learning and neural networks, and his entire lecture series over here, which has again about 1 hour, 2 hour videos. There are about 10 videos over here. They are truly amazing and it really helps you learn. I have gone through his videos and I've learned a lot through their videos. Especially one of my favorite video is let's build ChatGPT from scratch, and also let's build GPT tokenizer. They truly help you understand how LLMs are actually working. And let's get back to the next course now, that is generative AI. That's what everybody's talking about. So GANs, or generative adversarial networks, LLM, large language models, everybody's talking about them. But you know what? You're probably using ChatGPT on a daily basis, Claude on a daily basis, but don't just use them, learn how to guide them better. That's where this comes into play, wherein you're truly understanding large language models, generative adversarial networks. How are they built? How do they process data? How do they predict what exactly to say? How does ChatGPT know the answer to everything? Is it really that smart, or is it just mathematically understanding what is the next correct word to say in a sentence? And then lastly, prompt engineering. This is where module 7 and 7.a works, that is both RAG and generative AI. I added 7a, that is RAG, because these days there's a big influx between LLMs and using the external data to make sure that, various chatbots over here use RAG these days, so that they can actually understand data from a database or knowledge articles and then provide answers accordingly. So one of the core modules I would recommend is generative AI in a nutshell. Secondly, there's a course on GAN specialization as well, and the Google AI Path by Skill Boost, and the generative AI for developers. These are three modules that I would highly recommend. The generative AI specialization by deep learning AI is about a 3-course series, and then this is the Google skills on introduction to generative AI. It has about 5 sub modules inside it, starting from introduction all the way till applying responsible AI with Google Cloud, and that covers the generative AI module. Now, to learn RAG, I would definitely recommend a certain guided projects on RAG, because the way this works is you need to truly understand by getting things hands-on. Only if you get your hands dirty will you truly understand how it works. So there's a Coursera guided project by Duke University where they actually help you create a retrieval augmented generation system, how it works, and so on. Jumping on to module 8, that is the NLP, natural language processing, is everything these days. Also, it's so cool because it really helps computers understand your language, whether you speak English, Spanish, Tamil, Hindi, or anything, or even sarcasm in a tweet. Natural language processing helps you process human language into computer understanding language and how things actually work. So it all starts at text tokenization, named entity recognition, sentiment analysis, and machine translation. This is exactly how, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude understands what exactly are you saying. Named entity recognition actually tells, okay, what is it? What is the true meaning of the word you're saying? So text tokenization splits your entire sentences into words or tokens. NER helps you identify what exactly it means. Sentiment analysis combines all of that to understand whether what is the sentiment of the tone, or what are you requesting at, or if it's a customer feedback, are they happy, sad, or what. And machine translation, as the name suggests, helps translate. So the main course over here is it's quite up and coming, and it's more of getting started hands on. So I would definitely recommend the TensorFlow NLP Zero to Hero course that is done by TensorFlow themselves. That is the library that you will see often while building machine learning systems. So there's about 6 videos on their playlist. It's about very short 5 to 10 minute videos, and they truly teach you all the way from tokenization, sentence data, recognizing sentiments, and then building a recurrent neural networks to understand it. LSTM is one of the most common topics in LLMs and RAGs. And in NLP, you definitely need to understand how long short-term memory works. And then finally, they build and training AI to create poetry, which is a very beautiful video. And I definitely recommend this. Jumping on to one of the last 2 modules, reinforcement learning. This is where people are actually realizing the how impactful AI is, or understanding what kind of a revolution can AI actually bring. The module 9 and module 10. Reinforcement learning is, think of that way, like just like this image teaches you. Let's say a robot falls down, a robot learns how to walk, or let's say a robot is playing football. The more number of times you beat a robot, it understands why is it losing, and then it slowly understands what is the best way to learn it. Chess is one of the few games where AI penetration was very early in reinforcement learning, wherein you are teaching an AI how to play chess. But here's a food for thought. Imagine in reinforcement learning, an AI system is learning from its mistakes. It's understanding what went wrong, corrects itself, and then eventually makes it perfect. Humans built AI. This all comes from human psychology. Even when you fall down at times, what do? You get up, you learn, you go forward. You don't stay down. The problem lies in how much determined are you in learning fast and getting up fast and winning faster. That's exactly how I correlate AI with human psychology, because I feel it's so interconnected. Because as I keep repeating, at the end of the day, it's called artificial intelligence for a reason. Humans built it. This is the big shift that comes to reinforcement learning, and technically it's guided by four main topics. One is the Markov decision process, Q learning processes, policy gradient methods, and then deep reinforcement learning really takes things out of the park. So once you understand how probabilities work, how do reward functions work, or how do you even train an AI in the core way, that will help you understand how to build reinforcement learning models. To learn these, we can jump to one of the main core websites that is there, that is Hugging Face. Hugging Face is one of the very big repository. Consider it like GitHub, but for AI specifically, wherein you can deploy models, try out models, and do various things. So the deep reinforcement learning course is one of the pages over here, where it has a lot of units, and you can actually understand step by step on how it works with the syllabus and certification. If not, then one of the playlists I recommend is Reinforcement Learning by the Book by Mutual Information. It's about 30 minutes videos of 6 videos each, and it truly explains how Bellman equation. It goes more mathematically, more technically strong. So if you're a student learning AI, or if you're already in technically so far and you want to make a career out of this, I would recommend Reinforcement Learning by the Book, and it teaches all the modules step by step. Coming to the last module, Agentic AI. Everybody talks about this. This is what every corporate, even in my organization, we are building Agentic AI systems. We are trying to get use cases for Agentic AI systems, trying what to understand. This is the major shift. Agentic AI, let's say it's like you have a normal AI system or an LLM system, but you give it hands and mind to work on and actually perform actions. It can plan a trip, book flights, handle cancellations, do various things, open a website, perform certain actions, get the results back, take the results to do another action, and so on. And a lot of industries are working to at this Agentic AI module to actually disrupt the complete ecosystem. So it's a very disruptive module in artificial intelligence, and it all works through AI, because at the end of the day, people say AI is just API without the P. So you need to understand how API integration works, because you want to give your AI system access to various tools. Then you also build a multi-agent system wherein you have one orchestrator and you build multiple AI agents. Each AI agent has a specific role. One will just find out information, one will take action, one will rehearse the action, review the action, and give output, and so on. Then you come to memory and context management, because everybody hits access limits on Claude these days. Everybody hits your limit on LLMs and Gemini, ChatGPT, and so on. So understanding how to manage your memory and context is very, very crucial when you're building agentic AI systems. And lastly, building autonomous agents, which has been one of the major deal breakers of today. And to learn agentic AI systems, I would honestly recommend the AI fundamentals in 7 minutes. This just gets things started. So if you do not have any idea on how this works, you can go to this video. It's a very short video, about 7 minutes long, and it's very well explained on how it actually works. But if you actually want to build, I would recommend using this tool called Langflow. And in this video, you can watch this video wherein he speaks about 24 minutes on exactly how to build, get things hands-on and dirty. And this will really help you learn agentic AI. Now, obviously, there are two main systems. One is Langflow, and you also have N8N, which is becoming the next. It's a very popular tool to build low-code, no-code agentic AI systems. So you can install N8N and actually build, try things out. They have a couple of presets and jump starts as well to help you get things started. And it's all the 10 modules that you have. But then obviously more resources is very important, because a roadmap is useless unless you don't build things and then you don't learn about what's happening out there. So I recommend opening up the Google AI blogs and the digital publications out there. You need to build a lot of projects. So over here I've added some bonus module courses as well if you really want to go deeper on that. Google AI for everyone, and then solve artificial intelligence problems on HackerRank. This is something I truly recommend, because it has various things to go from easy to hard, and it really helps you revise your concepts on artificial intelligence. Projects is everything. I cannot stress enough on this. You can easily go through all 10 modules. You can be like, hey Aadith, you know what, I did everything, now what, am I an AI engineer? No, unless you actually build projects, you're not an AI engineer. It needs to be there in your resume that, hey, you know what, a project is a testament that you actually know a concept. So there are some projects links that I pasted over here, especially the GitHub repo that I pasted over here on 500 AI, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision projects. This has a very large, so it's more of a repo inside repo. It has various features over there. So I definitely recommend, if you really want to build something and if you don't have any idea on where do I start, or if you're a student who wants to build some certain projects, I recommend getting inspiration from there. But hey, don't copy paste it exactly. Learn from there, see what exactly is happening over there. Let's say if there's like any deep learning projects, open it up, see what it actually says, and then you try to apply that same thing over there. And that's what I recommend. And there are some couple of more interesting websites and newsletters. I read a lot of news every day, so I've subscribed to some of these newsletters wherein every morning at 8 a.m. I get these things and I truly understand, okay, hey, this is what is happening in the field of AI. It seems very interesting and so on. And I definitely recommend you also to subscribe to these AI newsletters, AI blogs, and more on. So that's just the final notes over there. All the links, the math courses, Harvard Python certificates are all free and waiting for you in the GitHub repository below. This isn't just a roadmap, it's more of a living project. If you find a better resource, do contribute to it, because as I said, this repository was just something I created for my juniors in college. This intention was never to make it this big and popular, and I never even thought it would become so, because I was intending it just for about 1,500 students in my college. But then I realized how many people in the world are actually wanting to learn AI but don't know what is the right steps to approach on it. So I would recommend starting this project, sharing this with everybody so that we can all spread knowledge, and that's how it truly works. And if you liked it, thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. This is just something I've started very recently. I don't know if it's gonna pick up. I really hope this gets super popular and then I start making more videos. I will be definitely making more videos on various topics in AI. If there's something you really want to learn more on, do let me know in the comment below. If you would subscribe, and also let me know if you liked it. I would feel very nice. More than likes, probably a comment would make me feel better, saying, okay, I actually saw your video, I really liked it. And then some feedback would be really helpful to make things interesting for you and me. So see you in the upcoming videos very soon, and thank you so much. Bye bye.